everyone, Animal Girl here, back with another edition of TV Talk. It's Sunday, and that means it's Dragon's Day. And this week's episode of Race to the Edge was The Next Big Sting. While testing the prototype for his new flight suit, Hiccup and his friends discover an injured adolescent speed stinger. Realizing that it is extremely vulnerable on its own and injured, Hiccup and his friends bring it back to Dragon's End until its leg is completely healed. However, Snoutlout is against the idea, as the last time they encountered speed stingers, he was constantly getting stung and paralyzed. And when the speed stinger starts to show signs of improvement, decides to take matters into his own hands and turn it loose before Hiccup and Fishlegs decide to try and train and study it. Meanwhile, Fishlegs makes an amazing discovery about this particular type of speed stinger, and the pack that it belongs to begins to search for it. Okay, things I like about this episode. First off, we see the speed stingers again. This is the very first episode that we've seen the speed stingers since the season 2 episode, Frozen. And I really liked seeing them again. Now, these are obviously not the same speed stingers that Hiccup and his friends encountered 4 to 5 years ago on Berk, because those particular speed stingers used ice flows to get to Berk, and then Hiccup and his friends in turn used the same ice flows to encourage them to leave Berk. These particular dragons did not, or these particular speed stingers didn't need to use ice flows, as they had an evolutionary development to help them travel from island to island. And that gets to the other thing I really liked about this episode, and that was seeing the first signs of dragon evolution, as these speed stingers were slightly different from the first ones that we and the friends encountered. I don't want to give away any spoilers in case you haven't seen the episode, but it is a good adaptation for these particular dragons. Also, even though I didn't mention it here on the thing, another thing I really liked about this episode is that, much like in Crushing It, where we are introduced to Skull Crusher, we are seeing some things that are going to transfer over to the second How to Train Your Dragon movie, and that is the flight suit that Hiccup develops. Now, it's not the one that we see in How to Train Your Dragon. It's a little more cumbersome. The other one's a little more streamlined, a little different, but we see Hiccup starting to experiment with it. And a lot of what we're going to see in Race to the Edge, particularly, I believe, closer to season 6, and what I believe is the end of Race to the Edge. I haven't seen much past season 3, so forgive me if I'm getting some of this wrong. But from, like, I think season 5 and most definitely season 6, we are going to see a lot of stuff that is going to transfer over to How to Train Your Dragon 2, because we are going to be that close to How to Train Your Dragon 2, within a year to maybe 6 months away from the events of that movie. But we'll talk more about that when we get there. Okay, things I didn't like about this episode. There really wasn't much I didn't like about this episode. I mean, kind of had a problem with Snoutlout insisting on getting rid of the speed stinger when it was injured and whatnot, but that's really just Snotlout. And his character, he really doesn't think about anything but himself. So I kind of understand it. And I understand why they put that in there. And he does kind of redeem himself near the end of the episode, so I really don't have that big of an issue with it, given the redeeming part of it. Okay, question of the week. When the Speed Stinger's actual pack finds them, the little guy kind of becomes torn between fighting with his pack and Hiccup and his friends. And basically I can understand why the pack was being a little aggressive. They probably thought this particular Speed Stinger that we spend a lot of time with in this episode is an adolescent, or so basically the child of the pack, so they probably thought their child was in danger, and they were just, doing what instinct said and to protect it. Plus, it was a pack member, and Speed Stingers are very loyal to their packs. So, anyways, this little guy was torn between fighting alongside his actual pack, his kind, or protecting Hiccup and his friends. And he didn't have to choose. Hiccup and his friends managed to drive the other Speed Stingers off without his help, and Hiccup basically told him to go and be with his kind, not stay with them. But my question to you is, if it was forced to pick, who do you think the Speed Stinger would have chosen? Its pack or Hiccup and his friends? Please leave your answers in the comment section. Also, feel free to leave your comments and questions in the comment section. I do love to read those. And please like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and like and share if you're watching it on Facebook. And feel free to follow me on Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, and DeviantArt. I do have my name for those 4 sites right there on the screen, as well as the pictures I use for the icons. Please note, all pictures seen within this video belong to their respective artists. I own absolutely nothing. Okay, quick reminder on my comment rules. Okay, feel free to check out my related Dragons videos. My other TV Talk videos on dragons. Please note that a smiley face next to a particular episode means that that is one of my personal favorite episodes. My other TV Talk videos. And my other videos. Okay, before I sign off, one thing I'd like to touch on, and that is that my TV Talk videos on Star Wars, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Dragons will be posted both to my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. All other TV Talk videos will be strictly posted to my Facebook page. If you'd like to check out any of those or the backlogged videos of Star Wars, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Dragons, feel free to check them out on my Facebook page. I will have the link in the description section. As always, thank you for watching and have a very nice day.